Yes, thought I'd make an update. Well, I'm dealing with retards as usual every fucking day. There's really so many things I can say, it's ridiculous. So many things I can say. But I guess the most important thing is that I'm still stuck in chronic pain with no end in sight. And nobody gives a fuck, which we figured anyways. Still waiting on Social Security disability to make a decision on my case. I have no idea what we're waiting for, but it has been quite some time. I've been out of work since November 8th, 2021, and we are into May of 2025, and I have not heard back from Social Security disability, which is what I worked and paid into doubly, financially and with my body. My body shut down. Social Security disability insurance is supposed to help me out. The money that they would be paying me is a very small amount compared to what I was making on the job. There is no financial incentive for me to take Social Security disability pay over the pay of my job. If I could work physically, I would be working, but I cannot. So here we are, waiting for a decision from Social Security disability. I'm very angry, and I am very angry. So how these people can sit there and hold this over my head for so long and get away with it, I do not know. But anyways, I need the money, and I needed it a long time ago, so that's where we are. All I do is count, in addition to try to solve my pain problem. I count the days, not really, I count the years. There's too many days in a year, but I count the years. I know how old I am, so it's very easy to count the years. Yeah, very angry. If you work for Social Security Administration, United States, you are in deep shit, because I'm coming for you. You're gonna have the angriest disabled person you've ever had to deal with. I'm coming for you. So anyways, yeah, still stuck in chronic pain. I'd like to say something good. I would like to be able to say something good, but it's really not much to say. So I've made progress with my connective tissue, fascia movements. Gotten some areas to calm the fuck down as far as extreme stiffness. But I'm still stuck at the same problem where 5-10 minutes of doing anything is gonna cause a seizing, stiffening of my muscles, and not seizing, but stiffening of my muscles and extreme pain. And I don't like it. So how would I go about proving something like that through to a judge? I don't think it's not possible. But I guess that's what you call being set up to fail. But we live in a society, that part's true, and people are capable of being organized. People are capable of solving problems. People are capable of being helpful to one another, but it doesn't always exist. And structurally, we have serious problems. Now, we have false promises. We have false promises after false promises. I can't even sell something on eBay because I'm not getting any views. So there's 350 million people, 100 million have an eBay account, and nobody can possibly see my listing. And no response from customer service. Just blanket horseshit. Whoever is policing the internet is doing a bad job. They can fight me any day. I don't care. Come fight me any day. You know where I live. If not, I'll tell you. We could go outside by the flagpole and resolve this issue. These are all things that are said to me when I was a child. So all the material I use is material that's been thrown at me for no good reason, in my view. In my view, it's no good reason. I don't need to know this. Why are you telling me? Oh, you're playing a game, and this is the game you play, and you're telling me about it. Okay. Well, how about you? Does anybody play the game of solving the problem? I want to know that. And so far, I have gotten no answer. I don't think anybody's solving the problems. 36.5 years. United States. Why do they call them United? I don't get it. I don't really get it. I mean, a lot of things, they say something and then it's like not what it is. The more you walk around in this place, the more you go, I don't think so. You see a lot of horseshit, a lot of hypocrisy. The people make claims, and then when you lean into them, all of a sudden they back off or they change. Oh no, well, I can't do it like that. And it's like, okay, but I was born into this system. Is anybody going to solve the problem? I would have solved it. I would have solved it if I wasn't broken. It's not that hard. You just try. You just give your best effort. Use your full intelligence. It's not that hard. The same passion that I have can be put into anything that I do. Insurance protocols are essentially a death sentence for people like me. It's like saying, we're going to stall you out and let you die because we know that that's inevitable. I mean, it's complete evil. But this is the way our system is structured. So you can change that if you have an able body and your mind is capable of, reasoning, logical reasoning, and organization. Then you can take a problem, pick a problem, and solve it. So medical is weak, right? They're going to say that they're not weak, but they are, right? Nobody claims to be super strong, or nobody claims to be super weak, right? It's like, you don't want to sound like you're, unrealistically achievable, but you also don't want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about. So it's the same thing with medical advertisement. Advertisement and insurance are sort of this, like, what the fuck kind of things are you guys doing? Like, they shouldn't exist. Let the people speak for themselves. Let the work speak for itself. If you're good, it won't be long before people know that you're good. But I have all kinds of ideas. It's a matter of physical capabilities. Financially, I have no money. I was put in debt from the start. Right out of school, they put us in debt. And they don't give a fuck. And they'll fucking spam me every day with letters saying, you still owe this money. We're not going to charge you, but you can pay less than what the original amount was. I'm like, I'm not paying you. Stop spamming me. Right? I don't want to talk to anybody. You play this game. I don't know how it works until I've walked through this world. So you have to own up to what you did. You have to own up to it. Because here I am sitting here suffering. It's got your name on it just like it has my name on it. You want to wipe the debt clean? Fine. You want to send me money so that I could solve the problem? Fine. Otherwise, we sit here and go in circles. But that's the way our society is structured. You don't want to help somebody. You think you have to be a part of you're a part of something, but you're not helping, but you're helping, but you're contributing, you're serving, you're making money, you have no answer. You don't know who you are. You don't know why we do what we do. There's too many people. It's too big. It's too complicated. People just prey on you and you have to defend yourself. That's all you know. I'm not preying on anybody. I'm sitting here. But I'm very angry. I'm very angry because I carry this pain based on your structure, based on all the things you made me do and all the things that you said to me. And I had to figure out why. I'll tell you why. The answer is no good reason. Bullshit. That's why. No good reason. I gave you the opportunity to help and you didn't do it. And this is why I'm still making these videos. I gave you the opportunity. I gave anybody the opportunity. I gave anybody the opportunity. And everywhere I walked, nobody was there. So if God walked me in a direction to teach me a lesson, then I have nothing else I can say. Fuck you, God. Right? That's all I can say. Because I carry this pain. I want you to know about it because I want you to solve it. Right? I'm not your daddy. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not giving you homework assignments. I'm not your teacher. I'm not fucking spamming you with anything. I'm telling you how our society works. If you're in pain, you're fucked. And that's it. So these people that try to sell you horse shit are scamming salesmen, right? They're not helpful. And they don't listen to people like me. They prey on people like me. They don't get it. I have to break your arm before you understand. All of a sudden, you're paying attention, right? When you feel the nerve sensations flowing through your body, now you're understanding, right? Now you're understanding. All of a sudden, all that sales talk, all that, well, we got to do it like this, but not like this, all that goes out the window. And all of a sudden, you're clear. I don't want this. I want this to stop. Now you speak my language, right? So now how can you solve this problem, right? I can't do it myself. I'm trying to. For all the progress I've made, I'm still stuck in chronic pain. And I've been pushing for 3.5 years. So, you have entire field filled with trained professionals who should be solving this problem, but they're not. They don't know how. My neurologist sent me a letter telling me he's going to be retiring soon and he likes to go skiing, but his health remains in perfect tact. His health is intact. And he's telling me this. I say, what the fuck are you telling me for? I don't want this spam. You're the pain doctor. You're the one that's supposed to help me. And you're telling me that your health is good and now you're going to go skiing. That's how disconnected these people are. That's how stupid they are. That's how unqualified they are. Okay? So you get up and you fucking do it because you're automatically more qualified than that fucking idiot. Got it? It's not hard. It's not hard. Use your intelligence, figure it out, and do it. That's your life. I'm sorry these people are retarded, but they are. I have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. You might as well be the solution and not another copy of these retards. They have their own set of problems. They'll either address them or they won't. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter. Problems need to get solved. I'm not the only person in chronic pain. There are millions of people in chronic pain. There are millions of more on the way, okay, due to not knowing how to prevent these problems, lack of education, bad postural habits, bad habits in general, right? Poor neglect of your own health. This goes in the same direction. Pain, right? It's going to be lots of customers for you. So go ahead and solve it. I still got my brain. I fight for my brain. Although my memory goes in and out. I have to keep fighting for it. I don't know why, but something with pain signals overrides functioning. It drowns out the functioning. I don't know. Okay, so that's my speech on that. I'll just go back to talking about updates. I'm dealing with medical insurance right now. I got an abscess right here, 2 abscesses. I've been waiting since September to get them taken care of. September of last year. It's now May. The insurance company denied. I appealed. They didn't tell me that they overturned the appeal. So I called. The dentist said it had expired. So then I went back to the insurance company. They said, well, they're going to redo it and it's going to take more time. I'm still waiting. I haven't heard from anybody, right? I haven't heard from anybody. This is the process that you have to walk through if you don't have money, right? These people are retarded. The insurance companies shouldn't exist, but they waste your time and they act satanically by taking your time and exchanging it for money, taking your health and exchanging it for money. And the dentist, they got to deal with all these different insurance companies. And they don't know, the rules keep changing. They got to I don't know, but I'm going to do my fucking dentistry practice, right? So when you try to find a dentist, you say, well, we don't accept that because, you have to, if you have more money, then we'll take your money. But say, if you don't have money, then you're fucked. If you don't have money, you're fucked. If you're in pain, you're fucked. That's our system. Right? You have to follow the network. You have to follow the bullshit. You have to follow the protocols. Instead of these people helping you, they stand in your way. Right? And that's the way it's been for 36 years of my life. Instead of these people helping you, they sit there and they watch TV, or they tell you, sir, it doesn't work like that. Or they tell you to do something else that has nothing to do with anything, and it doesn't help you. Right? That's what it's been for me. So I'm going to stand up to these people. And if I really stand up to them, I'm going to stab them. I'm going to beat them with a fucking baseball bat because they don't get it. They don't speak my language. But I can make them fluent. I can make them fluent, or I could get rid of them permanently. That's called murder, right? But that's illegal, right? I try to be a law-abiding citizen. I try to be a law-abiding citizen. But the truth is that by design, structural design of our society, they are murdering people and they're getting away with it. And furthermore, they're locking up other people who didn't get a fair shake in life. Instead of forgiveness, they're putting them in a prison cell. They're putting them in a mental hospital or some other home, group home or something. And they're trying to, say the way you behave is incorrect, right? Meanwhile, they're killing people by design and taking money to do it, right? And so a lot of them have no clue that that's what's going on. A lot of them have no clue, but it doesn't matter because the problem remains and it has to be solved. It took me 30 plus years to even see that that's what they were doing. I see it. That is what they're doing. So if anybody is interfering with me, you're going to die, because I'm going to find you. I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to teach you my language, and then I'm going to kill you. Okay? That includes people at YouTube. That includes people that play cybersecurity on the internet. That includes my neighbors. It includes my friends, my family. It includes everybody. I don't give a fuck about you because you don't give a fuck about me. And you should, because I'm a nice guy. You didn't give me a chance. You didn't give them a chance. You're still doing it. You're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. Whatever you want to say. That's you. Right? But you're not solving the problem. And that's what matters. Be helpful and then do it. Become a helpful person. Figure out what that's like and then do it. Not everyone is. I'm still giving a speech. I meant to move on, but I'm still giving a speech. I got a lot to say. Sorry, my gums are a little weird because I have an infection in my gums. I'm trying to get it resolved here, but I'm waiting for the insurance company. And then they're switching my insurance to another insurance. So MVP is the insurance company. They use HealthPlex. Now they're switching to DentaQuest, which is about the same horseshit. You know, but they're making more hassle for me because now I got to find a new dentist, or I got, you know. So what the fuck are you guys doing? I'm going to murder you. I'm going to murder your family, even your kids. I don't give a fuck, right? Do you understand what that's like? You know, to lose something that you love and have it ripped away from you. That's my life. So that's going to be your life. You don't know what that feels like. You don't know even a little bit of what that feels like. I'm sure you've stubbed your toe before, and yes, you didn't like that, but imagine that dialed up 100% every day and you can't escape. Right? I'm sure you've been sad before, right? Imagine that every day, right? You drug these people. You just drug them, and you sell them lies. And you sell them false promises. And you shouldn't. You really shouldn't, because all anybody needs is love. And you say that, don't you? So do it. Go ahead and do it. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I'm dealing with the dental insurance horseshit. I'm dealing with this chronic pain. I made some progress getting some connective tissue to move a little bit. Still very bad in the pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back, and neck. And it's very stubborn. It does not want to adapt. It's been 3.5 years. It took me 3 years just to get through to my glutes at all, just to touch them. Because everything else was locked up, my legs everywhere. It's still locked up. And I still haven't gotten through my glutes completely. It's an ongoing thing. But it gets worse. In case you didn't know, it does get worse. If you're a rookie and you've just entered the chronic pain realm, welcome to the club. It does get worse if you don't work on it. So work on it. They don't tell you that. I mean, some people tell you, some people don't. They don't tell you how to prevent these problems. You know, they certainly don't help you when you have them, you know, unless you got money, then they'll help you, right? But then you got to play these games. You got to play these games. So you can't get mad at them for trying. If they can't help you, they can't help you. It was very frustrating because I know you can do better. I can tell by looking at you. I know you can give me more than that, but you're not. So fuck you. So I'd rather sit here at home than fucking walk through these people. Unless you want to help me. If you want to help me, then go ahead and help me. But for whatever reason, the internet is throttling me. It's just like that natural human instinct. Oh, somebody's hurting, well then leave them alone and don't fucking, right? That natural human instinct to let the weak fucking most vulnerable just go off to the side and die quietly, right? And that's a problem. That's a weakness, I think. When I look at human beings, I think that's your weakness. It's your weakness. You know, worried about COVID, invisible things you can't see. Fucking strengthen up, bitch. Fucking get strong, get tough, and solve the problem. You know, this is our kingdom. Let's own it, man. Let's be the best we can be. Right? Right? I mean, it all ends up the same. We're all going to die, right? It's painful, suffering, whatever. But at least we could be better. At least we could do better than this. I mean, I can't wait to die, honestly. If I could guarantee that I would be gone, I would be gone. So I don't want to risk having more pain. I want to guarantee death. I want to guarantee sufferless death. And I want to be gone because I don't know what happens. And, you know, there's some, you know, anxiety about what happens after we die. If you ever look up to the sky or whatever, you feel really small. And, you know, I hope the next world is not, doesn't make you feel so small, but, you know, all I gotta say is from what I've witnessed in my life, you know, death is the best thing for me. It's just sad. I mean, I can't help you. I can only tell you that it gets bad, pain-wise. The potential for more pain is still there. But I do believe there are ways to solve these problems. You have to understand the engineering of a machine before you can service the machine. I mean, the human body is no different. Once you understand it, you can help it. But for whatever reason, our society doesn't care about doing that. I don't know what happened or what the fuck you guys been doing before me, but you fucked up. That part is clear. Somebody fucked something up majorly. But the good thing is it doesn't fucking matter because, you know, you can just start right over now and solve the problem. You can go ahead and fix it. Go ahead and fix it. So why would YouTube censor me? Why would YouTube censor me if I made videos for 13 years or even longer than that, 14 years? 2008, January 8th, 2008 is when I started making videos by coincidence. Sorry, cat. By coincidence, that's the date that happened to be. So I walked from then to, you know, I had 600 plus subscribers. I had lots of, you know, a fair amount of views. Not a lot of views. I mean, these people get millions and billions of views. Like, all right. I may have had more views than what was reported to me. I mean, that's possible. I have no idea. I have no way of knowing, right? The same way when I cry to God or I pray or I think something in my head, I don't know who has access to that information. And I certainly don't know how many people could possibly have access to that information. I have no idea. I know that I've said many things, I've thought many things in my head, and I don't know who has heard me or if it was heard. Although I know now that the possibility for it being heard was there, and some of it was definitely heard, but I don't know beyond that to what degree. So I don't know where to proceed. Of course, it doesn't matter because I have the same problem. But I find it insulting. I find it extremely insulting that you knew all along and didn't do anything about it. Whoever you are. But there's 10 billion people, 8 billion, 6 billion people, however many people there are on this planet, and most of them do the same thing, right? So if that means that they're some sort of flock for some other shepherd, right? If that's what's happening, then the shepherd needs to go through me, needs to talk to me, right? Because the flock don't look so good. I'm telling you, the flock don't look so good. They had the same problems that I have. And to some degree, that's the comfort of me knowing that I am not alone, even though I am alone, is that the health will deteriorate for other people as well after me. So, I could be the shepherd. I'd be a good shepherd. But I don't want to do anything. I want this pain to stop. This is the most important. Get to know Jesus. You have to love Jesus before me. Jesus is the pain. Jesus is that pain. You have to know my pain before it comes before anything. Right? I mean, these people will say all kinds of things. I've looked and tribe over here, different programming from people. Eventually you run out of examples. Eventually you see that, okay, well, that's everybody, pretty much. But yeah, there's different teachings that are passed along, and the people say things and they go, that doesn't even make any sense. But somehow they believe it, the same expression on their face, when I say I believe something, they do the same thing. So I go, okay, well, they believe in that, but it doesn't mean anything to me, because there's no logical basis behind it. But I'm talking about religious beliefs and stuff. Like I can wrap my head around the concept of an entity, of course, because we all have parents. I mean, it's not hard to wrap your head around that, but having actual discussions about something that's not there is really strange. It makes it hard to have a conversation, and does it interfere with your ability to do your job? You say, I can't do this because Jesus is telling me something, right? I don't know. I don't care, right? It doesn't matter. You could believe whatever you believe. As long as you fix the problem, that's all that matters. But nobody's fixing the problem. They're just telling you things. People are telling story after story. And they're making up stories, and they're following a story that they're hearing somewhere else, and then they're traveling with the story, and then they're reporting it. And I go, what are you doing passing this information? It's like sort of how my nervous system, the pain signals are traveling throughout, my arm, my legs, and my glutes, and my whatever. The people are doing the same thing with stories, and the stories are not true. They're not even, and people are saying, well, I don't like that, I like that, or that's bad, that's good, that's bad, or whatever. It's like, well, who cares? It's not even real. Right? The possibility of it exists, but it's not a good use of your energy. So, I go by time, right? Because time is what we all grew up with. We grew up going to school. 2006, right, is the class I graduated in. That means I was in 8th grade when 9/11 happened, right? I go by time because a lot of shit happened to me when I was a kid. A lot of things were said to me when I was a kid, and that's what made me who I am. And there was a lot of fear mongering, a lot of BS going on, and people died. A lot of children died. Could have been worse. There are other areas where there was worse going on, but the threat of it was very real. So, I mean, I think most of it was fear mongering. I think most of it was bad messaging. But event like 9/11 did happen, and it's a real thing that happened, and it is. So I think in terms of time. So I'm counting time, right? I'm reporting the date from my life because this is what's relevant. I don't care about time. Okay? I don't care about time. But of all the things that were said to me, time is a way of keeping track. Time is a way of relating to what other people were experiencing at that time, right? So I don't care. I care about not being in pain. I care about feeling good and escape, same as anybody else, right? But you rub it in my face and you don't help me and you walk right by, and that makes me sad. That makes me disgusted with people like you, right? And I say, well, I would have done the same thing because I don't know how to help anybody either. I don't know how to be a doctor, but at the same time, I can say things to you. They may or may not be helpful. But beyond that, it gets complicated. Beyond that, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answers. But I know that I'm walking through this world. I'm 80. I'm 36. I feel like the whole thing is a waste, and it makes me very sad. Yeah, I've always felt that way, and I've reported that my whole life, and nobody cares. That is the response that I've gotten: is nobody cares. So do I have to walk through my whole life and then just die because you don't want to try? You'd rather not try so hard? I get that you're exhausted. If you went to school during the time period I went to school, you're probably exhausted. If you went to school and during any other time period, you're probably still exhausted anyways, because a lot of things that people try to mold your behavior, and then you go off to do a job and it's the same thing, and there's always problems. Oh my God, there's always problems. It's hard to find people that have a nice, calm, stable life. I mean, there's plenty of people out there like that, but not where I'm from. This is what I've been seeking and not finding. This is the reciprocation not given to me for whatever reason. The calmest people in my life fed me Jesus bullshit. The calmest people in my life gave me scripture to read, gave me homework assignments, things to look at that have no meaning to me. And then when it comes to severe pain, nobody has an answer. They say, well, go to the doctor or whatever. And the doctor doesn't give a fuck. Doctor doesn't solve the problem. Nobody has a solution. They give you drugs. It's the laziest treatment of all time. And it's just so fucking pathetic. It's pathetic. I gathered all that horse shit that you threw at me, and I've held on to it, and it's just filled up in my head. I have dreams in songs. I have fucking movies and scripts playing out in my head every day, and I have to fucking balance them out so I don't fucking lose my own fucking narrative here. I keep my own narrative so I don't fucking forget who I am. It doesn't help me to be in fantasy land. It helps me to be not hurting. It doesn't help you either, right? Imagining good scenarios for yourself can be used as a drug, but you have to get back to doing what you're here to do, man. And if you don't know what you're here to do, I'm looking at you. There's people that need you. There's people that need you. you sit there and fucking make judgments all day and have these court systems that are completely retarded. There is no judgment to make, right? You have to look at the system as a basic guideline for structure that is there for a reason, but is not God, is not the highest power. At times it is the highest power, but you know, at time to you it could be God if you're a victim to the system, or you fucked up somehow and you have to walk through that path and there's no way out of it. I mean, I went to the mental hospital. There was no way to escape. They drugged me, and I said I didn't want to be drugged. They went to a judge, and the judge said I had to be drugged, so then they drugged me. Right? They used the system against me, and I didn't do that to them. I didn't do anything. I didn't even want to be there. That's how dumb they're just zombies doing what they think they're supposed to do, but they're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to help people. You're calling this helping, and you've forgotten what helping really is. You got labels. You're nothing more than a fucking UPC on a fucking item on a shelf. You got mental illness? Oh, well, then you're a Twinkie on the shelf, because they're going to give you a label. And then they drug you. And whether or not you want to be drugged, they're going to drug you. Nobody wants to be drugged. People accept drugs because they think, well, maybe it might help. I don't like the way I feel now. Maybe this might help make me feel better. I don't know. That's why you take drugs. But these people hand it out like candy, and they go, well, this is treatment. So I didn't want to be drugged. Well, what don't you understand about that? So here I am looking at these nurses as they're drugging me, and I say, well, which one of you still has humanity left in you? That's what I did. There was only one nurse that apologized to me. And he's the one that ultimately drugged me against my will. Well, I mean, I didn't struggle, but he gave me an injection, which means there's nothing I can do now. Right, and it was a long-term thing, right? So whether or not the fucking, and I've taken drugs before, right? So I know like how my body responds to it. This is a different drug. I don't know how my body responds to it, but they drugged me anyways. They actually didn't want to give me. They wanted me to take something else because they thought I was a risk of flight. Well, good. I want to get out of here. You're exactly correct. I am trying to get out of here. You keep locking me up. People like you, whether it's you or some other retard that calls themselves a professional, uses your authority to keep me locked up. What does it take for me to leave? Well, you can just leave. And then what? How do I survive? Well, you pay for things. But one needs money first. You put me in debt. Understand the logic? Where's the logic of locking children up and holding them against their fucking will? Where's the logic there, dipshit? I'll tell you where it is. Pain. That's the logic. That's the equivalent. It's a baseball bat to your skull. Okay? It's somebody bending and twisting your arm and not letting go. And you don't like that. And I don't like that. Nobody likes that. But this is you. This is what I'm looking at for 36 years. Nobody can be bothered. Nobody wants to help. Everybody's got some kind of fucking problem. And they're not even trying to solve it, most of them. Turn their mind off, distract, not my problem, but they still reproduce anyways, a lot of them. They decide they're going to have kids, even though they can't solve their own fucking problems. And whose problem is it? It's the child's problem. Ritualistic abuse, societal abuse, holidays, celebrations, Super Bowl. We have to do these things. We have to talk about these things. Why? Well, because we have to. Why? Nobody has an answer. You know, if you go against it, then they make fun of you. So I don't want to do that. Well, you're all, there's a Mr. Scrooge over here. Then they call you names, right? But I don't understand why we do this to begin with. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very healthy. Then they give you shit. So how many people died during COVID? Was that justified? Was it a high enough number? How good are you? How good are you? Why are you not helping me? Why are you not helping me? You don't have an excuse. I count time. I'm waiting for you to show up and solve the problem. Every single day. I shouldn't have to say that, but that's what I'm doing. In case you didn't figure that out yet. So waiting for Social Security, waiting for the dentist, dental insurance, HealthPlex specifically. Going back, we're switching to DentaQuest. I don't think I want to go through that horse shit. So I guess I'm going to use a discount plan, but I have to figure out who accepts it. A lot of the dentists don't accept it. I'm just trying to get by as my own entity on this planet. And you're telling me no, no, no. And my parents don't help me financially. They keep the money stored away and they deny that they have money. That's the game they play. I don't have money. No, I have no money to give, all while they spend it right in front of me. My mom comes from a family of law. Her sister's a lawyer. Her father was a lawyer. Her uncle was a professor of law. So when you request jury duty from me, I'm going to tell you I have a bias against the legal system. I don't think it works. Law enforcement has already cited me many times for driving violations, traffic violations, insurance violations. You went after me and your law enforcement. And the FBI has been a complete joke ever since I've been, I guess they're on the TV and stuff. People talk about them, but they don't do anything. Department of Just Us, I guess, is what the joke is. They don't actually do anything either. And it's just like a show on TV or something. Everything's just one big fucking LCD display or LED display. Cathode ray, if you're still hanging out with the old TV. Fuck yeah. But anyways, I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. So that's the update. It's not really an update then, is it? If you don't give a fuck and I don't give a fuck, then where's the update? Oh, right, the time that I'm counting. Yeah, that's correct. It's the time that I'm counting. So I could actually go to my last video and then I could add a certain number of units. Days probably, but I could pick any unit I want. So there's a lot of units. Anyways, that's that. So I'm gonna go to I have to call the insurance company tomorrow and see what the fuck's going on. It's been over the 15 days that they told me it would take. So again, the usual, they fucking tell you something, it's not true, they lie to you, and then they play dumb when you fucking call them back, and they say, oh, let me look into that. Oh, let me look into, oh, sir, well, it looks like it's that, oh, that's great. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. I need this to be done. Is anybody gonna do it? Why do you exist? Why don't you just approve it and let me go through this path? Why don't you just approve it? It costs money to do these things. You're saying that I have to go to a dentist with no money and tell him, I need you to fix my problem. And when he says, well, it's going to cost you money, I have to say, I don't have any money. And you think the dentist is going to keep doing service? I can do that one time before I get banned. And I have to go to another dentist, do that one time before I get banned. Right? I have to go through every dentist, get service done, walk out the building, and make them feel like, oh, I just got scammed. Right? And then they're going to go scam the insurance company or whatever, you know. It never ends. Insurance should not exist. Insurance should not exist. And if it does exist, it should be good, right? If you're actually going to insure someone's health, then go ahead and fucking solve the problem. You want me to go to a dentist. You want me to go to a dentist and say, right, I make this video publicly on YouTube. As far as I know, anybody in the world can see my video once I upload it to the internet. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, one way or the other. But as far as I know, that's what's happening. Why? Because it applies to everybody. It doesn't just apply to an insurance company. I could make a video, send it to them. They're probably not going to watch it. But I could do it. If they cared, they'd watch it. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. But I make it for the world because this is a world problem. This is you. This is you sitting there looking at YouTube, watching videos that entertain you. Instead, you should be solving problems. Use your intelligence. You're smart. I got people that are speed running through video games. They've hacked video games. I don't even know how the fuck you did that. I played some of these games when I was a kid. I'd say, like, I know how to beat this shit. And then this guy's doing it, less than a minute, beating the whole level or whatever. And I go, well, that's impossible. But I'm watching him do it. So look at the intelligence. But you're trying to fucking set world records on something that doesn't matter rather than fucking, be a doctor and solve the problem. I mean, nobody cares. Fucking go use this. You have the skills. Just do it. I understand you don't want to sit through fucking 8 years of fucking school. I understand. If there's one reason I'm not a doctor besides my chronic pain, it's the fact that I hated school and I didn't want to stay there. I hated it. Why the fuck would I be a doctor and put myself through 8 years of that horse shit? Right? Why would I do that? It's torture. It's stupid. But it doesn't mean I couldn't have been a doctor. It doesn't mean I couldn't have learned. I could have learned. I would have been better than these doctors. I can tell you 100%. When I go to the fucking doctor's office, I look at these fucking retards do this horse shit. I'd say, you fucking suck. Right? You're not applying your intelligence. It's just fucking, floating in space, almost aimlessly. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just regurgitating what was in the fucking textbook. That's not fucking application of knowledge. You need to be figuring these problems out. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how you could be so fucking stupid and think this is okay. I don't get it. We have a fucking well-oiled military machine that trains people by the millions, and they just fly over with doing drills and shit, and nobody solves a fucking problem. They're often like doing projects in other countries. They're off doing projects. A third of the world has chronic pain. What bigger project is there than that? Lean on these fucking people. Well, show up in your uniform and you watch how quickly they solve the problem. That's all it takes. I'm telling you. Show up, send fucking 3 soldiers to each fucking medical building, talk to the administration and say, look, we need this to solve, and they will do it. They will work harder than you've seen them work before. I guarantee you. If I walk up there, they're not going to give a fuck. I say, I'm a disabled fuck. I sit here and I'm in pain. And they go, well, sir, you have to, well, sir, well, it doesn't work well. Well, if you put your name and we'll put you on a list, or we'll try to hook you up and find you with somebody that you might like better. You go, I'm not playing your game. You solve the problem or you get the fuck out. It's that simple. You got a whole sea of children. Draft them. Sign them up. Because we need it. We needed it yesterday and we need it tomorrow. Guaranteed. Draft them. These parents are retarded. Support the defense system. Support the structure of the country. Fix it. I own the Department of Defense. I own them. My name is on the highest deed property of Richard Anthony Hardiman, Department of Defense, United States of America. Right? I have it. I have the documentation. Right? Among other things, the Department of Defense is mine. So I'm giving the order. Draft them. I don't want to read any more fucking profiles of these bitches showing me their titties and the little ass shots in the mirror. I don't want to look at it. You're a skank. I got it. You have an ass, you have tits. That's fantastic. I have an ass, not much of the tits going on, but they'll get jigglier as I age, probably, if I make it that far. No one cares. Fix the problem. Support system. Fix it. Draft them. Got it?